great honor to sneak into the rehearsal of DeltaCappella in Memphis. And we had a talk about their first tour to China last year to the Vocal Asia Festival in Shanghai.
What was the weirdest thing you experienced personally or as a group?
It's still that mall. For me, it was the mall gig. That was...
Surreal is a better word for that. I don't know if that was weird, but
Right.
it's different.
I mean, something that stuck out to me a lot was I really loved the kind of architecture of the city, how all of the subways connected to underground malls that went up and circulated all over the city. I just thought that was absolutely fascinating.
Made me get lost in one.
Yeah.
It was like, which mall am I in? Same one, but we were just over there.
Right.
Did any of you get lost?
Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, the cab.
Well, there was a cab that dropped us off at the same place, and Chris and I were the only ones that had data plans for calling people, and for some reason, we were in the same cab.
So we could not communicate with anybody else in our group.
So we,
Pretty sure I was in there too.
Yeah, all of you.
yeah, no, yeah, it was
And
all
so
three of
one
us.
cab
Because all three of us
dropped
had
us.
the plan.
It's basically the cabs dropped us off at the mall,
But
just
on
at
opposite
different
sides. Yeah.
Right back to
So-
where I
couldn't
said,
find
where
each
I'm
other.
on this side, then I'm on this side. It
Right.
just doesn't.
But Jason got lost in the airport.
I
No,
did,
he did not get
I
lost.
did not
We
get lost. I
lost
went
him.
ahead of the group.
We
I
lost
made
him.
it to the terminal
He's advanced.
perfectly safe and okay.
We lost
I beat you guys.
Jason in the airport. Is that better?
Jason lost us.
I wasn't as hot as it was. I did not expect it to be quite as steamy and hot.
Yeah, it was actually a lot like Memphis.
Yeah,
It was a
the
lot
weather
when we
seemed a lot
left,
like Memphis.
humid
right?
and
Hot and humid in August. Yeah.
I was
because
going
I
to get a
think
break
we-
from all that.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me just show up and, oh, it's like we're home.
yes, back to the hospitality. It was just everything was presented amazingly, and they wanted us to enjoy our time there and wanted us to engage in the culture. And what better way for a group of guys from the southern United States to experience a culture than to eat.
Right.
So
And we could not have done it without our guide, KK.
yeah.
She was quite amazing,
Yeah.
and I think she
We
was
miss
part
you.
of the experience. KK, if you see this, we love you and miss you.
When she dropped us off at the airport, we lost Jason. So that's
That was the sad part. I didn't get to say goodbye.
Tells you how far
She was gone for 5 minutes and we lose one of our members.
Do you miss anybody? Do you miss anything from that time?
KK definitely.
KK for sure, yeah.
Claire.
Yeah. Oh, God, Claire, of course. Yeah.
And Christine was a
Christine,
big part
yeah.
of the organization of the festival, and that was, I don't really know quite what I expected going in
Right.
terms of the organization of the festival itself, but once I don't know why I would think it would be any different than a festival here in the States.
Right.
Um,
It's one of the best in the, anyway, I've only been to a couple outside of the United States, but it's high up there. It's run extremely well.
Yeah.
So Vocal Asia festivals. So,
And it was really neat hanging out with the guys from Naturally Seven.
Yes.
We had
Yeah.
dinner with them one night, and that was a really neat experience.
Very gracious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when they got there before we did, they got to dinner before we did, and they separated themselves among the tables so that we would have to separate ourselves and sit with them and just to kind of get to know them, and that was a really fun thing.
but we really, really, really miss the Wanted.
Yeah.
Or at least I will say.
Quite impressive.
Seeing them again.
Very impressive.
And then they came to Voice Jam. They completely blew everyone away there. Naturally,
we knew would
I
happen.
thought.
Yeah.
And so they get a free trip back to Taiwan.
My wife was in the audience and we were backstage at that
Voice Jam.
Bad Voice Jam. And she'd heard all the acts, and as soon as they came on, they were about 4 bars into their song. She texted me, "Here's your winner."
Hello everyone, we are The Wanted. 寻人启事。You pull me no harder than I belong. The storm no water, no storm. So you better run, run, run away, run away. 也许明天没有谁陪我走过潮起潮落。也许明
And then they, at Voice Jam, after they'd won and everything, and we performed at Voice Jam as well this year. And so we were gathering our things from backstage. And so Chris's wife was there, my fiance was there, my mom was there, and some of my friends had come to see us. And the Wanted was kind of up on the stage taking pictures with everyone. And so we grabbed all the people that were there with us and said, come on the stage, we're going to see if we can get the Wanted to sing their Daft Punk medley. And they did. And of course, before they sang it, they're like, well, no, we haven't practiced it.
In like 6 months. We haven't sung that song in 6 months. I was like, oh, really? That's what talent is?
It would take us 6 months just to figure it out.
Right, exactly.
Great. But
So
yeah,
that was, and they recognized us when we got to Arkansas, and it was just a really fun experience. So that's a fun partnership that we've created.